You beautifully, very eloquently posted about the 20th anniversary milestone of your rescue, and you said, "I'm so grateful for my experiences and the path it has led me down." How have you gotten to that really incredible place of gratitude?
When I go back and almost like reverse my story and look at the different paths it's taken me, and then I try to imagine what my life would have been had I never been kidnapped, I just feel like chances are I wouldn't have met my husband, which meant I wouldn't have the children that I have. I wouldn't be involved in something in this work, in this cause of anti-sexual exploitation that I feel so incredibly passionate about. Although I'd never want to repeat it, I'm not sorry it happened to me because I wouldn't have this life otherwise.
You know, your Instagram bio acknowledges yourself as a survivor, a mother, a wife. I'm curious to know motherhood. How has that most changed your life?
I had no idea how hard it was going to be before having kids. I mean, I came from a large family. I was like, it's okay, I've got this. And then I had my own kids and I'm like,
I don't got this.
I love you more than anything, but I'm so tired.
We have a new student in the class. Please welcome Elizabeth Thomas.
Now, Elizabeth Smart is executive producing the new Lifetime movie Abducted by My Teacher, the Elizabeth Thomas story. Thomas was only 15 years old when she was kidnapped by a respected teacher in the community. After a month-long nationwide search, they were found and Elizabeth was returned home. Smart is also executive producing a documentary on Thomas's entire experience. In what ways did you connect with her?
Although our stories are different, there are a lot of similarities. I mean, her story had national attention.
Tad Cummins arrested in Northern California and Elizabeth Thomas safe.
My story had national attention.
Elizabeth Smart is apparently alive.
And she's told me how people have reacted to her in her community, and they haven't always been positive, which to me is heartbreaking because for the vast majority, I have always had so much support and I haven't been doubted. Whereas Elizabeth Thomas, you know, she has been accused of seducing her teacher. That is so unfair for her.
And of course, Elizabeth's mission now is to prevent these horrible stories from happening in the first place. What's one easy tip that you would give to parents to keep their kids safe?
I'd say talk to them.
Talk to them, yeah.
Talk to them. Help them to know that they can come and tell you anything, and that you aren't going to overreact.
Please welcome Elizabeth Thomas.
Tell me a little bit about what stood out about Elizabeth's story. What made you feel like this was one that you wanted to share?
Well, I remember when it happened. I mean, I remember watching it through the news. I remember watching when she was rescued.
Tad Cummins arrested in Northern California and Elizabeth Thomas safe.
I remember even that, for me, to some degree, triggered what it was like when I was rescued. And I remember just kind of almost reliving what I experienced, just kind of thinking about what she was going through. And then a couple of years ago, our paths crossed and she had started talking to me, doing some kind of project like this. And I was like, well, like I've done this before, like if you want to do it with me, because I feel like I have been on the other end where I've looked at things that have been portrayed about me and I've been like, that's not right.
That's not accurate.
That's not accurate. And I never want any other survivor to feel that way. And so she has been a huge voice over this whole project.
I see myself fighting for other victims and being a support person.
You also paired it with the documentary. Why was that important to do?
I think it was a very empowering thing for her to sit down and talk about what happened in her own words and really being able to dive a little bit deeper into grooming. She was vulnerable when she first entered this situation. The teacher who was alerted to her vulnerability exploited that vulnerability. And it was almost a classic case of grooming where it was just initially so innocent, just befriending, and then it just grew and grew and grew until eventually he kidnapped her. Where do you see yourself 10 years from now?
I want to help other people get where I am in, my healing journey and not have those daily triggers or those daily panic attacks.
She wanted other survivors or other victims to know that they're not alone and that you can move forward and you can overcome.
Has Elizabeth seen it?
So she actually, like me, she can't just sit and watch it from beginning to end. And I felt the same way with my movie, with my documentary. I mean, I said it was the best, worst movie I ever saw. I mean, it was so accurate that it was terrible. And I think I could say Elizabeth Thomas felt the same way.